So we are now at Seraphim's exhibition site, and I'm honored to meet with Global Sales Director, Dr. Insan Boy. Nice meeting you.
A pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Could you please introduce us this year's product showcase at this Intersolar exhibition?
Yes, I think, especially we are coming now to the European market. Our focus is specifically on the utility large-scale projects. And I think probably everybody is already aware, PERC is over, okay? PERC is over. So we are now focusing on TOPCon, and the next generation should be the heterojunctions. These are basically the two projects that we are pushing. But I think within N-type TOPCon, there are also some differentiation, okay? In particularly with the cell dimension, either 182, 210, or the rectangular cell. So what we believe here from Seraphim, the rectangular products, the 182, 210, would be the ideal products, especially we are going for utility, which may be able to provide a better LCOE. So in some applications or project deployment, some people has a preference to go for 700 watt peak above, right? You have the options of 210 millimeter TOPCon bifacial, or probably also going to the heterojunction. So these are basically I would say 3 products that we would like to introduce into the European market, especially on the utility scale. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Could you highlight the technical features of those TOPCon and HDB modules for this year?
Yeah, I think the differentiation from those products is heterojunction is of course giving you the higher efficiency, and also the so-called a bit lower of the degradation. But I think in terms of LCOE performance that I mentioned just now on the calculation side, the rectangular product is going to provide a better LCOE. And also in terms of actually value of these products, in terms of the pricing and the performance, we believe the rectangular products will be more like coming out, to the market.
As Seraphim established its brand advantage early overseas, which regions perform the best in the global market?
Yes, when we look into overseas market, right? I mean outside China, I would say Europe is basically the predominant market here, and this is the market where we would see probably in this year installation 70 or probably 70-80 gigawatt, okay, depending how the second half of the year is going to move. And basically Europe is the largest market outside China, right? So US is a market by itself. We know that installation probably is around 50 gigawatt. And for us, I would say, Europe, you have to be there. You have to be here. And we are quite strong here also in Europe, based on our company scale and capacity and capability as well. So I think we are very strong in APAC, in Asia Pacific. But then in certain market, I would say probably like a niche market, right? We say one is Turkey. We are very strong because we have a local partner. We are doing local productions. We are doing localizations there. And then in South Africa, we have been there. And we know there's a local content requirement. We have been there. We've been investing there patiently. And yes, the results are out now. Basically, we see 2024, this is the start of the local content deployment on the product made in South Africa. And 2025, 2026, we're going to continue with the local content implementations. I mean, what I want to say is we are there, we are ready. So the next one is we are looking into Indonesia, where I'm coming from. Okay, it's a bit personal now. So, Indonesia, lately, I think you might heard about the Indonesia-Singapore Green Corridor. Well, 2 gigawatt has been approved by the Singapore Electricity Market Authority. And we also participate in the final bidding with some consortium out of Indonesia. And if things go well, this 2 gigawatt may be expanded to 3 gigawatt. And we are talking here on the total capacity, I would say more than, 25 to 30 gigawatt, okay? 25 to 30 gigawatt. And this is the deployment across 5 years, okay? And part of it, okay, energy storage will play a role. And Indonesia on the local content, on our so-called Indonesia national, energy producer in the places like PLN. They have also projects moving forward because Indonesia is also, as every country, is tackling the climate change. You have the zero carbon target, etc. And localization is always there. It's always mandatory because Indonesia has a local content. So we are aware of it, and we are, I would say, we have been preparing our strategy down there. And indeed, we are now finalizing our first gigawatt of module factory in Indonesia. By the end of the year, the factory should be start operating. And then on top of that, we look what's going to happen with this Indonesia-Singapore Green Corridor. And then according to the timeline, and we are going to react accordingly. So what I want to say is we are prepared. And the rest is, look at India. India also in another niche market. And then we are also evaluating what we are going to do down there. And again, wherever we are going, I mean, this localization is basically a very niche market, right? So we have also local partner in India, and the next one is probably US. Okay, we have to see in the US, to relook into our strategy if this is necessary. I mean, put it this way: we have three now, right? Three possible overseas productions out of Turkey, out of South Africa, out of Indonesia, which we can also, cater the requirement from the US. But I think at the same time, we're also evaluating, the advantage having a factory directly in the US, to serve the local market. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Could you talk more about the future strategy about of the overseas markets? What would be your future strategy?
I think with regards to overseas strategy, we want to, enhance our position. For example, in the growing market, I think, as you know, Europe is still the predominant market outside China. And we want to strengthen our position here. We've been doing some good projects here, some big projects here. We want to enhance our position. We want to grow here. We want to grow more. And then Latin America is a big potential market as well. I mean, we have been there, and I think we have seen also the signs of the development, and that we have been investing, and the outcome is quite promising. So we are going to continue. It's a big continent, okay? It's a very big continent. It's a big area with promising opportunities, okay? And we are going to put also focus there. In APAC, we have been there all the time. We are going to do the same. We are going to repeat it. And then in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in the Philippines, okay, especially I mentioned just now in Indonesia, we are going to enhance our position down there. And a part of it, I would say, US market, I just mentioned again, and this is a market that we cannot neglect. This is a 50 gigawatt market. And let me put it this way, global overseas market is big enough, but a part of it, I think we do not underestimate also the requirement of the so-called, developing countries, okay? And this is where we will, looking into Sri Lanka, we're looking into Western Africa, and this is more or less the plan that I want to believe is like the market is very big, and we will make our own assessment what is the right market for us to go, and because we need to spend our resources wisely, okay? So, but yeah, definitely, with all the how to say, like the issues that we have in this year with overcapacity for the time being, I think the products are very mature. Yeah, the products are high end, and in terms of value and quality, I think there's no reason for you not to deploy solar energy implementation across the world. Yeah.
How do you plan to balance the competition between the domestic market and the global market? Indeed,
I don't see it as a competition, okay? I think, Chinese market is, I can say this is the largest in the world, right? More or less, because of the Chinese market, with all the total requirement of the volume that is needed, you see basically Chinese market has become a driver. A driver for what? A driver for the innovation, the driver for the product quality, and also the driver for the low-cost productions, okay? So I think, these are some of the factors that you can see, and that's what is the benefit? The benefit is like the rest of the world can enjoy it. Look at today the solar energy deployment. When I started my job, probably solar module price like above $2. Today, I think the total implementations of any rooftop or ground-mounted projects, maybe it's only like 40 over cents. So if you have a good financing, you can calculate yourself the cost of the electricity, and probably it's even lower than coal, right? So what does it mean? It means the Chinese domestic market with this large demand basically it's become an enabler, right, for the rest of the world, okay? I mean, the world is big enough, right? It's very big, and there are so many countries that are now in the position, especially the developing country, to integrate like green energy into their energy mix, right? Basically to reduce the carbon footprint, right? To meet more or less the target that that defined by every country on the climate change fight. I see it this way. Yeah, I see it this way.
So PV industry is entering a new adjustment cycle with price fluctuations and supply-demand challenge. How would you address that?
Let me put it this way. I think it is inevitable, right? So you can't avoid it. And the fact is, the last 2-3 years, the market has been booming, right? There were shortages. When there were shortages, the market was lucrative, right? So I think the investment that has been that came in the last, that happened in the last 2 years. Now you see suddenly the overcapacity availability in the market. This is one thing. But the other side, I think the market growth, that what we would like to see, is not really happening. So that's why you have this big gap and disparity in terms of demand and also supply. So I think it's normal, okay? I mean, once in a while in the industry, I think across all sectors, you will see a crash. Probably in the semiconductor, you see also the same way. Now in the solar PV industry, I think we see the crash now. I would say probably the first time, right? In this magnitude. But I would, in every industry, I think when you have such a crash, I think you see also opportunity, right? So I think, I would say 2024 is more or less a transition year. And there will be, of course, some consolidation, adjustment into the supply chains. but the market will continue to grow. And for us, 2024 Seraphim, I think we want to work wisely. We want to work wisely in the sense that we try to meet our target, our business plan, without having the necessity to sacrifice the profitability in the company. Okay, so I think 2024 is a year that you try to do your best. Okay, make it in short English, not to lose money. And then we are embracing 2025. Okay, we believe market will continue to grow. Our model deployment, solar energy deployment is going to be more bigger. Energy storage are coming. These are basically products that are complementary that will help and to see, that the market in the solar industry will keep growing.
Thank you very much. Overall, it's very optimistic. The future is very optimistic, right?
I think yes, definitely. Okay, I think if we want to look the deployment of green energy, I think solar is the best solution. It has been proven for the last 20 years. So I think, moving forward, I think this is one of the best alternatives to get green electron. You see this project Indonesia-Singapore green corridor that we are exporting green electron basically from Indonesia to Singapore, right? So at the same time, I think hydrogen is coming also big time, and everybody would like to have a green hydrogen. I think solar energy is also one of the part of the source, right, that can contribute into this new segment.
Thank you very much. It was an honor talking to you, and I've learned a lot. Thank you very much.